What's up guys, Meredith with ExtremeTerrain.com, and today we are checking out the Raxiom LED Sequential taillights with the black housing and the smoke blends, fitting all 2021 and newer Ford Broncos with the factory halogen taillights. Now for whatever circumstance you want to upgrade your taillights for, whether it's the look or the performance, these will set the bar high for the Bronco owner looking for the modernness of an LED while keeping that factory feel. Despite the fact that these have more of an OE LED look, they'll give the Bronco a lot of character with the darker styling and the sequential functions if you like that tame look but want a bit more than factory can give you. Now the setup here is almost identical to the factory LED taillight with the fiber optic style DRL that borders the taillight with that center split on the outside, the inner brake lighting, and that center strip of LED reverse lights. Now the black housing will take it a step further with the styling thanks to the darker approach, and the smoke lens on the front, while it is a lighter smoke, is going to add to that and still allow the LEDs to shine through it very effectively. Now one of the big aspects of these taillights is the sequential function to add some style to your build and add some character to the taillights, but also to increase your safety while you're driving around on the road. Just like most lights, these are going to have an ABS plastic housing and a polycarbonate lens on the front. Both will be durable as far as plastic is concerned, being impact resistant and being higher quality plastic. These LEDs will also be a big upgrade compared to halogen bulbs, considering they are higher output and very efficient with a lower energy draw, so they're going to last very long, so no need to replace any components over time. Now, even though the lighting is changing from factory, these will still remain plug and play, so no extra wiring is needed, so you can keep some peace of mind there. These will be pricier at about $850. Now, while these will be on the higher end of the spectrum when it comes to price, they will be higher performing than some other choices considering the features that these carry, like the sequential function and the full LED build, as well as the OE Plus appearance that only select options will have. And I think if you want that mild styling that brings that factory LED look to the table, but again want to take it a step further with the added dark character of these lights, this set is going to be a great choice for you. Install will be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and should only take about an hour to get the job done with some fairly basic hand tools, and again, no wiring at all. Now at this point we can head over to our shop and check out a detailed breakdown on how to get these onto your Bronco at home. So that's going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
For this install you will need various ratchets, extensions, swivel adapter, 8 and 10 millimeter sockets, a clip removal tool, and a panel removal tool. What's up guys, today we're going to be doing some taillights on our Bronco, so let's get started. So we've got our rear door open and we're going to need to remove a few of these little accent panels to access our taillight hardware. So we're going to grab our clip removal tool and pop these 3 out right here, and then go ahead and move around and get our other ones out. So once we've got these 3 clips out, we're going to grab our panel removal tool and go ahead and pop this panel off. So we'll come back here behind our trim. Go ahead and work this off. So once you have those 3 clips out, we can come out here to our fender flare. Now we're just going to go ahead and release the latch on the rearmost part of our fender flare, and there should be a push pin clip back here. Ours has kind of lost the time due to previous installs and modifications, but you'll need your clip removal tool. Go ahead and pop that lower clip right out of the back there. Then we're just going to pull the rear of this fender flare out of its seat, just like so, just so this is free of this, and then we can go ahead and get to the rest of our panel. So after we have that out, we'll come back out here and we're going to remove this inner panel here. So we'll grab our 10 millimeter socket on our ratchet, remove the 2 bolts holding it in, and then go ahead and pop this little trim panel out. So now that we have those 2 bolts out, there's one more little push pin clip up in here. Then we're going to grab our clip removal tool and go ahead and pop that one out. Then we can go ahead and remove our panel. It is a little bit tucked in here. You kind of just wedge it right out like that. So next we can go ahead and remove our 2 panel mounting bolts here. we're going to grab our 8mm swivel socket and small extension on our ratchet and go ahead and pop those out. So for this one, it might be beneficial to switch out to a longer extension. Remove that bolt. So now there's one more little 10mm bolt under here holding our mounting points on. So we've got our 10mm socket and swivel adapter along with an extension on our ratchet. Now this one is a little bit tricky to get to, but you can get to it. Just watch your trim so you don't damage your paint and just kind of fish this up in there and you can get it. Go ahead and remove that. So now we can go ahead and pop our trim panels off and access our tail light. We're just going to go ahead, pop this, pop this one, come back here, pop our side trim off just like so. Next we can go ahead and remove this 10mm bolt and go ahead and remove our tail light. So we'll grab our 10mm socket on our ratchet, pop this out. Support your tail light while you're doing this. Remove that bolt. We can go ahead, remove our tail light. So we'll go ahead and unplug our connector right here. So we'll push in on our tab, pop that connector, remove our tail light. So now we can go ahead and get our new tail light installed. So we have the same style connector as the factory harness. We're just going to go ahead and plug that in. Then we'll go ahead and get this mounted up, get our trim pieces back on, and get this thing situated. So now we'll go ahead and grab our connector, go ahead and get that plugged into our light. Make sure that clicks into place nice and secure. Now we can go ahead and set our light in. Now we have the locator and the bottom screw hole there. You want to make sure that lines up to your factory mounting point. Make sure those snap into place, just like so. And we'll go ahead and install this lower 10mm bolt back into place first. And we'll tighten that back down with our 10mm socket on our ratchet. Now we'll go ahead and get our two 8mm bolts back into our mounting points here. So we'll grab our 8mm socket and extension on our ratchet. Go ahead and put these in. And we can go ahead and reinstall our trim panel. Now we're going to go ahead and start by getting our outer edge lined back up with its locator spots here on our quarter panel, and then we'll go ahead and get our upright portion back lined up with the push pin clips that are located on the front of that. Once you got that popped into place, go ahead and line these pieces up. You can pop those back in. So now we'll go ahead and get our flare back into position. Lock that back in. Make sure you turn that locking tab back on there so that's secure. Now we'll get this lower 10mm bolt back in under the trim. You just want to be very careful going back in so you don't drop it into your bumper and lose it. Now we can get our trim panel back into position. Go ahead and slide that up behind our outer trim here. Work that over a little rubber piece. And get that to sit so all of our holes line up. Now we'll go ahead and get our two 10mm bolts back in with our 10mm socket on our ratchet. Now we'll get our 4 push pins reinstalled up the side here. And once you have this process complete for this side, you can go ahead and repeat the same steps for the other side. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our Raxiom LED Sequential taillights with black housings and smoke lenses for your 21 to current Bronco with factory halogen taillights. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Bronco, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.